Maybe the Iranians have suddenly announced that they can have access to that. I doubt it. I think perhaps it is something, if it even exists, and we need to question that.
This is supposed to be a serious news broadcast. That's crazy. Guys, this is Sky News. They've literally given up. Do you understand? I've never seen Sky News analysis like so deeply unserious about such serious subject matter. They're just, you know, they're fucking around now.
If you're running Iran, you'll be suspicious that America is publicly talking of peace while secretly plotting a big attack. And this is why. Have a look.
We're not going to put up with it any longer. We're going to continue to do well. We have the greatest military in the world by far. And I think you'll see it's going to be a short-term excursion. We're not leaving until that job is finished. As far as I'm concerned, we've essentially defeated Iran. The result will be lower oil prices. And I said, you know, if I do that, oil prices will go up.
What is going on with Sky News, man? They got music in the background? That's unbelievable.
The president in getting America's allies to assist the U.S. in escorting those oil tankers through the Strait of Hormuz.
Well, we don't need too much help. We don't need any help, actually. I'm demanding that these countries come in and protect their own territory because it is their territory. You know, we don't use the Strait. The United States, we don't need it. Their oil comes out of the Strait, and they should be in here very happily helping us. We were planning tomorrow on shooting down some of their power plants, and we're going to hold that up. Hopefully we won't have to do it. You know, you don't do a ceasefire when you're literally obliterating the other side. We're doing a 5-day period. We'll see how that goes.
Oh, man, the compies, buddy, the compies.
Well, look, I don't want to do a ceasefire. This is a change in the regime. Because the leaders are all very different than the ones that we started off with that created all those problems. So this was, I think we can say, Jason, this is regime change, right?
The president, in his own words, over a 3-week period, ending there on his answers in the White House just a few hours ago. Well, let's go straight to our U.S. correspondent, Mark Stone, who joins us live from Washington. Mark, I mean, just watching that montage over the course of the last 4 weeks, it's almost like the president is just continually thinking on his feet about how he's prosecuting this war.
Or he's a master chess player and has conned us all. Who knows? I think if you take him at face value, and I've watched him every day, every hour, every time he comes out, and it seems clear to me that that he doesn't have a plan B, and plan A doesn't appear to be working.
Oh, no.
He is now almost correcting his own, marking his own homework and claiming that regime change has happened when plainly it has not. I mean, let's take that one issue as an example. He said today, regime change has happened and the war is over. Well, the person we think he's talking to is the Speaker of the Iranian Parliament, Mohammad Khalibaf, who was a member of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps for many, many years. He is the other side of the same coin, the regime, which is run by the son of the supreme leader. He is the new supreme leader. He may be dead, but we do not know. So the regime hasn't changed at all. And in fact, there's every reason to think that it is more extreme, more intent on revenge now, more intent on a nuclear weapon than it was before. And on that second point, the nuclear weapon, the president said today that he believes that he believes them that they've now said they don't want a nuclear weapon. Well, they said that in Geneva on the day just before Donald Trump decided then that he didn't believe them and launched the military action. So why should he believe the same people now who he didn't believe back a month ago. So those are two examples of where there is clear mixed thinking coming out of the White House, intentional or otherwise. So Plan A doesn't appear to have worked, and there isn't clearly a Plan B, because if there was a Plan B, well, then they would have mitigated for that. They would have planned for that, and we wouldn't have seen the Strait of Hormuz being blockaded as it is. We would have seen allies in the region and in Europe being kept across the plan so that they could help to mitigate if Plan B came to pass, which, by the way, the consequences of that have happened. We've seen that in the oil market. So all taken together, it feels, from here at least, to be rather a mess that the president is now trying to extract himself from.
Yeah, and you know, we're hearing a lot from the president these days. I mean, just this afternoon, he also alluded to a big gift from Iran. And before you come in and give us your analysis of that, let's just have a listen to what he had to say.
My girlfriend's brother's in the Army, 82nd Airborne Division. They're sending roughly 3,000, 4,000 troops to Iran, and he's getting deployed. I'm horrified. He's 18. Conscientious objector. Now, you can do that. You should tell him to do that. He can apply for conscientious objector status, even during deployment. Pretty sure. I've been posting this nonstop. Don't you get thrown in prison? Yeah, but there's legal help. Also, I think prison is fucking preferable to turning into mist by a Shahed drone, don't you think? Do you want to be in a fucking FPV compilation? It's CCW4COs, okay? Center on Conscience and War. It's not too late for service members to get out. Explore your options. One of our professional counselors. Call the Center on Conscience and War. 1-800-379-2679. Better to be tried by 12 than carried by 6. True.
Something yesterday that was amazing, actually. They gave us a present, and the present arrived today. And it was a very big present worth a tremendous amount of money. And I'm not going to tell you what that present is, but it was a very significant prize. And they gave it to us, and they said they were going to give it. So that meant one thing to me: we're dealing with the right people.
Yeah, look, what is that present? We don't know. I mean, is it a real present? Perhaps it's a piece of rock from that island off Iran, which the Americans say they need to control. Maybe the Iranians have suddenly announced that they can have access to that. I doubt it. I think perhaps it is something, if it even exists, and we need to question that.
This is supposed to be a serious news broadcast. That's crazy. Guys, this is Sky News, okay? They've literally given up. Do you understand? I've never seen Sky News analysis like so deeply unserious about such serious subject matter. They're just, you know, they're fucking around now. A sign of the times, man. They did a compy and now they're just making fun of Trump.
Don't have a good faith actor on the Iranian side. We've known that for decades. But it's clear, too, that on the American side right now, what they tell us is not necessarily the truth. So is there a present? Is there an offering? Has someone within the Iranian regime said to President Trump's negotiators, whoever they may be, and we think it's Steve Witkoff, but we're not sure. The weekend he was dealing with Ukraine. Have they offered perhaps to open up the Strait of Hormuz? Have they committed to not attacking any commercial vessels that are passing through that? Is that the gift that Donald Trump is talking about? I can tell you from the faces of the few reporters that were in the Oval Office, they were as baffled as we are. We simply don't know what that is.
Thanks so much, Mark.